And it says we are live. And hey guys, Master Farr here, and I'm back with another review. And today we're going a little retro today and talking about the G1 Micromasters. Specifically, we have G1 Stakeout, Detour, and Rough Stuff. Now, these figures were released in 1989 by Hasbro and were released in 1990 for Transformers Zone by Takara. Now, Micromasters are basically just Hasbro's way of cashing in on Micro Machines by Galoob. And I gotta say, these things are, out of all the G1 gimmicks, are probably my favorite. They're just pocket-sized little Transformers, and they've actually gone to inspire a bit of Transformers if you think about it, with stuff like Minicons. These things have been revisited over the years with stuff like Minicons, and of course the Battlemaster Micromasters from Siege and Earthrise, which honestly, while I kind of like those, I honestly don't think you can beat the original. Now, with Micromasters, they definitely did a lot of stuff with them. Like, for example, they had like Micromasters themselves, which came in packs of 4. So, like, you'd have like a sports car patrol, a race car patrol, a rescue patrol. There was Micromaster Combiners, which were 2 Transformers that could combine into one vehicle and could be interchanged. There were the the Combiner Micromasters that were released in Japan, which are like 6 figures that could combine into one combiner. Those were like figures like 6 Train and like 6 Liner. There were Micromaster Transports, which is what this guy is, Rough Stuff, which is essentially a Micromaster that comes with a little vehicle. There were 4 of those released. And, of course, there was stuff like bases, like the giant rocket base, which was featured heavily in Transformers Victory as the Autobot base, as well as the Decepticon space shuttle, and, of course, the battlefield headquarters. Now, out of all G1 gimmicks, like I said, Micromasters were probably my favorite, because there's just so much you can do with them. You can collect a bunch of them to make armies. You can buy the bases and make whole cities. There's just a lot of little charm, and I honestly think the originals are still the best out of all the takes on these. Yeah, Minicons unlock gimmicks, and like you get a weapon with like the Siege guys, but I don't know, it's just a little bit of simplicity that can't be caught. Starting off, let's take a look at Rough Stuff. Now, Rough Stuff is one of the Micromaster transport figures. There were 4 of them. There was him. There was Flat Top. There was Overload, and of course, Erector. Yes, Erector. Now, Rough Stuff turns into a missile truck. I am missing like a rocket launcher right here and 2 missiles from this. This guy is incomplete. But yeah, he essentially comes in 2 parts, like the trailer itself and Rough Stuff himself. Now, Rough Stuff is a Decepticon. The weird thing about like Micromasters, that when they were released in Japan, they were all Autobots, even like the Decepticon ones. So this guy was an Autobot, and yeah, he can roll decently. There is a little bit of rust on the pins right here, but hey, it's an old figure. Plastic feels good, and yeah. Taking this off the side, transform Rough Stuff into robot mode. You just flip it up, flip out the legs, and just flip up the head and flip up the arms, and bam, robot. And yeah, here we have Rough Stuff in robot mode, and taking a look at him, he's definitely decently sculpted for the time. You know, the head sculpt is just orange. Yeah, he's a pretty fun little guy, very simple. Articulation is just like, because of transformation, he can shake his head up and down and move his arms up. He can also kind of get into like a sitting pose right here, which is what you'll need for the transport. Now, let me just fix the camera. Bring in his trailer. You just flip out the wings right here, flip up the nose cone right here, and flip up this part right here, and bam, you have like a little jet. Now, all the transports would have jets, except for Erector, who had like a battle platform. But yeah, and you just take the Micromaster, like any Micromaster you want, just put it in here with the pay interface, and it's pretty cool. You got essentially something fly by and shoot down Autobots. For the sake of comparison, here he is with Amazing Heroes Tokoyami, so you can see that yeah, the Micromasters are pretty small in regards to everything. For the sake of comparison, another sake of comparison, here he is with standard core class figure, so you can see how that works. And for another sake of comparison, here he is with a Minicon from Armada, so you can see where it got the inspiration. Honestly, I like Minicons, but I just think Micromasters just hold up better. But yeah, that's pretty much it for rough stuff. On to Stakeout. Stakeout is a figure from the Micromaster Rescue Patrol, but you also might recognize this character as Holy from Transformers Victory. He was the Kid Appeal character, along with Jan Minakaze in Transformers Victory. Yeah, even though the Micromasters didn't show up in Japan until 1990, him and the Rescue Patrol, and of course the Rocket Base, all showed up in Victory. But yeah, he is a simple little police car. Zooming in on him. You've got some white paint details right here, and the right bar is red. You got some police right here, and yeah. He is actually one of the few Micromasters that got a update in Siege, and you can see him right here. The new one has a little more white, like the blue on this side. The light bar is added, and of course we've got some Cybertronian text right here. But yeah, pretty simple little car mode. Definitely nice to roll around. Mine's kind of not really aging well. This part likes to, it doesn't really stay in. It's very loose, which is something you could expect from a toy from like the 80s. But yeah, getting him ready for transformation. It's pretty simple. Like a lot of Micromasters essentially transform the same way, but what would you expect for like something this small? You just flip down the back, and bam. Now the problem with Stakeout is he's a little back heavy, but yeah. Taking a look at Stakeout, he is very nice detailed. There's a little paint chipping and a little bit of rust. This is a very old one. The head sculpt is pretty nice. But yeah, I know this guy better as Holy from Transformers Victory. Yeah, arms are the only parts of articulation, and they can go out this far. He can sit, so you can like put him in like chairs and stuff like the Rocket Base. And yeah, cute little guy. For sake of comparison, here he is with Rough Stuff again. And yeah, small little guy. Now, onto the final one I have. We have Detour. Now, Detour is part of the Sports Car Patrol, which was essentially just a Decepticon. It's basically like a Decepticon version of the Race Car Patrol. Yeah. Detour's alt mode is a sports car, like an almost futuristic one with a nice bubble dome. And it looks pretty nice. It kind of reminds me of Sparkplug from Transformers Armada, actually. For sake of comparison, here he is with Siege Road Handler. So you can see how they compare. Honestly, I liked the Siege Micromasters, but like they had to work in that whole weapon thing. These guys is just plain and simple. Transformers at a micro size. Transforming him is basically the same as a lot of others. Just flip out the legs, stand him up, and flip down the hood. And here we have a Detour in robot mode. And I'm just going to check the chat, and doesn't seem we have anyone yet. But yeah, detail on this guy is pretty standard for a Micromaster, and the head sculpt is pretty good. Kind of, though, I will admit it's a little generic. Articulation for this guy is shoulders can go 360 degrees. Legs can go out this far so you can get him to sit. And that's pretty much it. Now, the cool thing about Micromasters is honestly just the playabilities. These things are so tiny and like so fun. So bring in everyone once again. The cool thing is that there's just so much playability you can have with these guys, especially with the bases. For example, bring in Earthrise Hothouse. You can literally just plop them on here and like create like a little play set for everyone. But yeah, I honestly wouldn't mind seeing the Micromasters, like the original Micromasters, like re-released, because these things are still a lot of fun. If you can see these in like a store, I'd suggest picking it up. Get one, get two, maybe get a patrol. Hell, maybe if you're really lucky, try and look for like the giant playset figures like Die Atlas or Star Convoy. But yeah, that's pretty much it for these little guys. This is Master Farr signing off, and I will see you next time.